Hey, and welcome back to ZÁY SHEEN Webisodes, a space where we celebrate fashion, sustainability, and the stories behind the change makers. I'm your host, Tafreed, but today we're joined by Shaina Munro, the inspiring founder of Arlo and Olive, a sustainable brand built on the values of ethical fashion, timeless design, and conscious living. Shaina has not only created a label that empowers individuals to express their style responsibly, but she's also become a strong voice in the movement for mindful consumerism in Australia. In this episode, we'll explore Shayna's journey as a brand owner, the mission behind Arlo and Olive, and her insights on building a business that balances creativity, impact, and sustainability. So let's dive into her story and discover how she's redefining what it means to create fashion with purpose. Okay, and thank you very much, everyone. Welcome back to ZÁY SHEEN Webisodes. We have our wonderful guest all the way across the other continent of our world, Shaina Munro.
Hello.
Welcome, Shaina, to the show.
Thank you.
I am so sorry. Before we start, I just wanted to clarify that I pronounced your last name okay.
All good.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. Yes. So we would love to hear about you, please.
Uh,
What you do.
I'm Shaina. I own Arlo and Olive, which is a slow fashion brand based out of Byron Bay in Australia.
Mhm.
How deep do you want me to go into?
As deep as you can.
Okay. um,
As deep as you dive in the ocean in Australia.
okay.
I would say that. Yes.
I've been working in the fashion industry for the last 6.5 years, I think,
Wonderful.
roughly. And
Okay.
before that, did fashion design and technology at university.
Oh
Um,
wow.
I started out in commercial fashion and then I've been running my brand for 4 years as well.
Hmm. Amazing. And what's your brand name?
It's called Arlo and Olive.
Beautiful. Yes, we have so many things to talk about that today. So yeah, I was we just started in the webisode, but I want to tell the audience too. I believe this is gonna be the most raw episode that I'm gonna record because Shayna is one of the first people that when I started webisodes about 3 months ago, I got connected to. And after
Yeah.
that, life happens, and she was traveling all over the world, and I was recording more podcasts to gain more experience, get better for her, and I think now I'm capable of to have her on the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, Shanna, thank you so much for explaining me all that. And so, how did your sustainable journey has started at first?
It really started when I finished uni. So we did a bit of research at university about sustainable materials and stuff like that. So I was already a little bit interested in learning more about eco-friendly fashion. And
Hmm.
then my first job out of university was very, very commercial, very
Okay.
fast, lots of units. And I pretty quickly realized I just was like, I'm not aligned with this at all. I feel like there's so much waste and there's so many bad things happening in the fashion industry. And I just kind of didn't really want to be a part of it.
Hmm.
S-
So that was in a fast fashion, the
Yeah.
job that you started.
Yeah.
I see. So, what age normally you finish uni in Australia?
I was 20 when I started this job.
I see. Before that, did you know or did you get introduced ever about sustainability?
Just a little bit in uni
Mhm.
about eco-friendly fabrics. And I was also interested and had started doing my own research about other sustainability practices like in the home and in my own life before that as well.
I see. How's the culture actually in Australia? Do people over there, the natives, have something kind of sustainability that you think we're born with that, or as a culture you guys follow?
It really depends where you live.
Okay.
Where I live, it's very, very prevalent. I think they are starting to get like the schools and stuff are starting to educate the kids as well. Um, but like in rural Australia, not so much. More in the gentrified areas is it like the most prevalent.
I see. That's right. And after the job, what you did, what was your action steps later on? How did you learn about this more?
I really just started doing my own research
Mhm.
on the side, like when I had free time. I also tried to sort of encourage with this company that we take steps to be more sustainable. So I did a lot of research at work as well. And then I just, COVID happened. I had a lot of
Oh,
spare time. So I started getting like more and more into it and then just started designing some things. And then all of a sudden I had everything to go to have my own brand.
right. You said you started Arlo and Olive 4.5 years ago?
It launched about 4 years ago. So I
I
started
see.
working on it probably
Hmm.
6+ months
So,
before that.
so what do you remember how much time you usually spend on doing the research and all that at that time?
Oh, it feels like forever ago. Um, I don't know. I think some of it was like purposeful education, like I was researching, and other was, when you start looking at things, your algorithms bring you the content that
Yeah.
you're looking up. So I was sort of unintentionally researching as well.
Hmm. I see. So when you were learning more about sustainability, what was one thing that shocked you the most?
I think what the big fast fashion brands do with their waste and do with their stock that doesn't sell.
Mm.
There's lots of like
Can you
reports and stuff.
can you yeah, sorry, I'm cutting you off, but
That's
can
okay.
you tell me a little bit what they do with that two things?
There was an article that came out, oh God, it would have been a fair few years ago, that uncovered Zara was burning a lot of their stock that they didn't sell, which I was just like, what?
Mm.
Like that
Yeah,
was insane to me. And then I sort of understood more of the scope of all this fashion waste and what happens to it. And it's really not what you'd think, to be honest.
right. Right. Wow, I mean, yeah, first of all, they overdo overproduction.
Yeah.
And at the end of the year or at the end of the season, they just burn it if they can't sell it.
Yeah.
Because if they keep it, then they have to pay for the warehouses again.
Yeah. It's expensive.
So exactly,
Yeah.
especially the countries like Australia, US, or in Europe, especially,
Mhm.
it's a lot,
Yeah.
right? Wow, that's cool. And how when you were learning about sustainability, how did you implement that in your daily life, and how did your habits change? And when that's when habits were changing, it was you were making an impact. How did your friend react to it? Do you remember
Um,
any incident or funny incident there were like, hey Shayna, what you doing?
nothing,
Ever happened like that?
nothing springs to mind of like a funny incident, but
Okay.
to answer the first part, I really started like in the home with reducing single-use plastics, all like the general stuff, using like compostable bags, using
Hmm.
containers, bringing a keep
Okay.
cup, all these little things,
Hmm.
switching to like eco-friendly detergent and all those little things. And what was the second bit of the question?
The second thing was when your friends or family see that,
Uh,
and they notice that what Shayna is doing, how was their reaction?
I feel like people like they were tentative at first, being like, "Do we really need to do this?" But now most of my friends and family are on board. I'm very lucky as well.
Okay.
Like my parents
Hmm.
are into it as well. Um,
Nice.
but especially like my mum is knows all about the fast fashion brands and stuff now, and she shops with sustainable brands, and
Oh
it's
wow.
it's nice to be able to have influenced
Did
people.
you introduce this thing to her, or how
Yeah,
did she get to know? Okay.
yeah, through me talking at her for years and years.
Wow. And what did she says at that time?
At the
How
start,
was it? How was her reaction?
I think at the start she was like a bit shocked
Okay.
about. She was like, "Oh, is it real?" Like blah blah. But the more she got to learn as well, the more she took it on board and started making different choices as well.
I see. Well, that's good. Anything else that funny thing or interesting thing that you want to share about your journey? We're gonna talk about that, and then we'll move to your brand, the main thing, the main topic.
I think one thing, it's not really like funny or anything, but one thing I did was I posted to my social media and said, I'm not going to buy any clothes for an entire year
Okay.
unless they are either like a sustainable piece that I've really, really thought about or
Okay.
secondhand.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really interesting at the end of this year, I actually had completely like rid the desire to consume and buy all this fast fashion and constantly have new things,
Mm-hmm.
which was really interesting. I didn't expect it to have that effect.
Nice. Of course. I'm glad that you adopted so quickly and you're comfortable with it. That's the most important part. But what about the person who is just transiting to have a transition into this, and for a whole year they decided not to buy, but during that they have vacations, they have weddings, they have, all the other things that they need the clothes for, what they can do?
I mean, nobody's perfect and there's no perfect way to do sustainability. So feel like as long as it's in your mind and you're actively making choices that are better for the environment, then you're still doing more than the average person. So it's don't get caught up in the fact that you're not doing it perfectly because it's better to have a million people doing it imperfectly than 100 people doing it perfectly.
That's sorry, I like the answer. It's so simple. Sometimes we make it so complicated that we have to go like 100%.
Yeah.
If you can go, that would be awesome, but it's so hard, especially now, and we are in the middle of transition. uh it's not big yet,
Yeah.
being sustainable, but we're getting there, so we don't have to be so extreme.
Yeah.
But of course, if you have something like that, I believe you can just go and do thrifting if you're okay with buying secondhand,
Yeah.
or because sometimes thrifting have very good clothes that you
Yeah,
can try on.
exactly.
And I remember some of the guests that I previously have, they did a sustainable wedding. She actually
Amazing.
bought her dress from the thrift store. And I was
I
I
love
was
that.
so shocked. I mean, that was something new for me, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's awesome."
That's so cool. I love that so much.
Yeah, exactly. That was very good. Yes. So yeah, exactly. I totally agree with you. So we're gonna get back to Arlo and Olive. What do you think the difficulties that you faced at first when starting a brand?
Apart from obviously the difficulties of production and manufacturing in Bali, which is great. I love manufacturing there, but there are also a lot of challenges with fabric. They don't
Hmm.
have a lot of options. It's getting better and better each year with what they have. And also, often you'll do all the sampling, you'll order the bulk, and then they'll come back and say, oh, the fabric's out of stock, which
Oh wow.
happens a lot. That doesn't really happen in like if you're manufacturing in China or
Is
anywhere
that
like
because the
that.
factories are small?
Yeah, everything is just really small.
Okay.
Um, Other challenges would be just trying to educate consumers that it's not overpriced and changing the
Mhm.
mindset of overpriced versus out of your budget
Mm.
because I'm actually making like a quarter of the margin that these fast fashion brands are making because everyone along the production line is paid a fair wage and the materials are sustainable. But people's mindset is so caught up in this fast fashion and it can be $20 and it's hard to change their mind to value the production process.
Exactly. Right. Especially when, because when we, as a sustainable fashion brand, order something, we don't order like a huge quantity too. As we were
Yes,
just talking about
exactly.
Zara, they burn all that at the end of the year. And when we're not ordering the huge quantity, that price has already got, up, and you're putting, paying fair labor,
Yeah,
sustainable materials, the prices would be going up. So how you
exactly.
justify the price to your consumers that, if you're paying this much for this crop top or this t-shirt or this dress, it's worth it.
I do a lot of educational content on my social media. So just trying to
Hmm.
change people's perception of fashion. And I feel like, especially in the last few years, people are becoming more and more aware. So it's getting easier.
Yeah. Right.
Um, but yeah, just really through content, I speak a lot like as the face of the brand, and I I really value transparency in my brand. Like I take people along, I show them the manufacturer, I tell them my struggles and like with the fabrics and all this stuff. Like I really just share the entire journey, and I think that helps people see the value.
Right. That makes sense. And how is the reaction of it? I mean, if you're the face and most of the time you're in the front, what are the some comments or people pass on, or their reaction? Is it positive way or in negative way?
I think mostly positive. When I started, I definitely was getting some comments that were negative,
Okay.
which was kind of challenging to deal with at the start. Like now I've been doing it for
Do you remember any of them?
mostly just people saying like, "That's not worth the price. This is ridiculous." All that kind of it's really, really price and value based comments. But
Okay.
now I've built a community, and
Hmm.
I think my community also go into bat for me on my behalf as well, which is super nice. Like if anyone leaves a mean comment, they'll always, um, yeah, write back explaining that, like,
We got Shaina Army here.
yeah, literally.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
then?
doesn't happen so much anymore. I think when you're
Yeah,
starting
okay.
out, like the algorithm doesn't really know who to show your content to, whereas now it
Hmm.
mostly shows it to people who are aligned with our values.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. No, the thing is that I think of it's all about the value. If the person understands that, and I give a very simple example. I say, I actually have a T-shirt. I was thinking about to wear that, but then I changed it to this one, and I don't. I'm kind of uncomfortable in this. This is the first time I'm wearing on the podcast. But anyways, so there's a T-shirt that I made in 2020, and I still wear that,
Yeah.
and that's a sustainable, ethical, and with the good material that it should be a T-shirt. And I believe I've wore that more than 200 times already in
Mm.
the past 5 years, and washed it, and did everything that's supposed to be and take a good care of it, as and the price justified that. It's actually cost me less if I just buy the fast fashion tee and
100%.
wear that for 5 times and then throw it out.
Yeah.
That's a waste of money, waste of time, waste of labor, waste of resources that we have. it's
Hmm.
it's it's kind of, it's just a simple thing. When you pay for the price, you should see how long can you use that.
Yeah.
That's the main thing I would say.
I just remembered one of the comments that I used to get a lot was that
Okay.
sustainable fashion is classist because people in lower socioeconomic status can't afford it. But
Okay.
I tried to explain those people aren't the ones consuming mass amounts of fashion, you know?
Exactly.
So
Yes.
we definitely there's a space for these cheaper items, you
Yeah.
know, or sometimes you can't find your size in the thrift store, stuff like that. I totally understand that argument. But these
Hmm.
people aren't consuming and consuming and buying 10 tops at a time. They're buying one thing and they're wearing it multiple times. So it's more about accountability for the people who can afford to buy sustainable but don't.
Exactly. I'm 2000% agree with you. I mean, I hear that a lot, and
Mhm.
people were like, "Oh, the poor people making all the mess." It's not them. I
Not at
mean,
all.
they don't have money or resources to buy not just fashion, but everything they have in their house. They're not over consuming because
No.
they have enough. Sometimes not even enough. It's, us who are, in the top percent and just whatever we like on TikTok, now TikTok shop or online, whatever the ads are. And we actually spoke about before that in the buying psychology of the people and how marketers and brand pushing people to buy it.
Yeah.
It's not just the people, it's also the businesses that are trying to sell. So we are the one. And remember when in the beginning when I asked you the question that how is the sustainability overall in Australia, and you said that in the developed cities it has more but not the rural areas.
Mm.
It's because of that, and I believe those areas does not consume as much as we do too in
100%.
the big cities. Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad somebody talked about this. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, we just have to be more conscious, I would say.
Yeah,
And especially those people, they usually go to a thrift store because they can't afford the new clothes,
exactly.
even if it's fast fashion. I mean, at fast fashion do have $400 dress or things like that.
Mm.
That doesn't mean that's sustainable. It's just the price or the brand positioning that they do.
Yeah.
But they can't afford it still, so they go for the thrifting and all that. So yeah, thank you for bringing this point.
Yeah.
What else do you remember?
Um, no, that just sprung to mind.
So, how do you actually? Some of the people ask me this question too. That how do you, as a sustainable brand, slow fashion brand, as Arlo and Olive, you managed the production? How do you get to know? I know how I answered, but I wanted to know from you. How do you know, or before you order a new drop or something, you know that I'm gonna order this much quantity and it's gonna be okay, not over, production like that. What do you do? What's your practices for
It's
that?
honestly one of the hardest things of
It is.
owning a fashion brand is knowing how many to order and how many people are gonna buy.
Right.
Um, Generally, I will order a really small quantity, like almost
Mm,
minimum order.
yes.
And then I'm moving to a model where I'm going to order a really small amount, and then if that sells, open it up for a pre-order, and then it's almost like made to order. Open it up for a pre-order for a certain amount of time, then order that plus a little bit extra
Hmm.
in case other people obviously didn't pre-order.
Nice.
But yeah, just ordering really small amounts. I did, I think really early on, something sold out and I went, "Oh my god, yay." And I ordered a whole nother lot and then I was left with some of the stock because I
Mm,
got too excited. So
right.
it's like
Right.
managing your expectations of what's going to sell. And I think ordering less than what you might originally think in your head that you're going to sell,
Hmm.
especially as a new
I
brand.
see.
Once you have like
Right.
sales data, it's a bit easier, but
It is, but still for them it is hard because they can't track it, and we can't have a certain number as always that we're gonna sell this much of amount. It's always our
yeah,
uncertainty for that. And for me, what I believe is, it doesn't matter if you're making some of the pieces, you should make it as evergreen. If we can't sell it at that time, maybe you can sell that in the future. It
yeah,
should be relevant because that's the whole point of the slow fashion. It's not like we're dropping every month or in a quarter and then
exactly.
we can't sell it and then that's sitting in our stockroom. It
Yeah,
shouldn't be like that, right?
yeah.
Exactly. Right. That's really good. And why did you choose Bali over big, massive production hubs in the world? We have Portugal, we have China, we have even Vietnam, um,
Mm.
and some Bangladesh, India. Why did you choose Bali?
Bali is really well known for having low order quantities, having quality craftsmanship, and being very transparent with their
Okay.
production process. I think also, as an Australian, it's really close to us, and we have like a free trade agreement with Indonesia, so that also helps. That's like on the business
Oh,
side is
so you don't have any tariffs?
no.
No. Okay.
Which so that's obviously from a business perspective, like that
Oh,
influences
that's
the
easy.
decision as well. Um,
Uh-huh.
but just the uncertainty with these massive manufacturing hubs, unless you go and visit, like you don't really know what you're gonna get.
Mhm.
And as someone who preaches ethical production processes, I can't, you know, put that out to my community, but not actually know what's going on behind the scenes in these
Right.
massive, massive, massive manufacturers.
Right.
So my manufacturer has a team of, I think, 5.
Okay.
And yeah, works. I love her. I've gone to visit her, like the
Yeah, I was
owner.
about to ask that because I remember you told me last time that you went to the factory by yourself, actually.
Yeah.
So how was the visit? How's the people in Bali, Indonesian to work with? And on your website now it is closed. I was just visiting there. It's for the winter, but in on your website, I read that people working in that factory also get vacation days off and the Medicaid, the medical and all
Mhm.
that stuff in the Asia side of part of the country. I think that's amazing. So
Yeah.
how do they manage that? How was your experience with that?
It was great, to be honest. The owner, super, super helpful. I actually went and visited on a Saturday, so there wasn't very many people working. They can voluntarily work on a Saturday if they want to, and they obviously get paid overtime for that.
Right.
But most of them will work a half day on a Saturday just because they're hard workers and they want to provide for their families.
Yes.
But they do a half day on a Saturday. So there was only 2 ladies the um, in the factory. I wouldn't even call it a factory. Like it's pretty small, but they were just hand
Okay.
sewing, finishing some orders.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it's vastly different to what you see in these manufacturing hubs. Like just a couple of people working away. But yeah,
No, exactly. I would agree with you because I've been in that situation. As you, I don't know if you can remember, I told you that I'm from Thailand. I lived there for 10 years, and it's so important and it's so rare in those countries to have something like this kind of a working conditions,
mm,
because sometimes, of course, they do offer overtime, but they don't offer any overtime wages. It's just a minimum as you're getting, even not even a minimum wage that you're getting. You're putting I remember that when I was working there in Thailand, I was working 138 hours a week, all week. Exactly. That's right. I was working 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to almost 11 p.m. every day just to provide for the family.
oh my
And
gosh.
yeah, not long ago, just like 3, 4 years ago, I was working like that
Yeah,
before I come here. So, that's the situation we have in those countries.
yeah,
And yet, no medical, no Medicaid, no vacation days. If you're not at work, you're not getting paid. And these kind of a privileges that we have in this developed countries that we take it as a granted. We don't know
yeah,
what's happening there,
for sure.
and to that's what we are fighting for, to being treat them fairly, as we all should be treated as a human being.
Yeah,
It's not like that they're they're in that country doesn't mean that they don't deserve it, right?
yeah,
They have their families, they have their children, they have like all the people as we do, even more. They actually care about their family more than I see people here do. So I don't
100%.
know about Australia, but especially in the US. So yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
100%.
So one thing that you learned being as a founder and being a leader in your team, what is that?
One thing I've learned I mean, I could give you 100 things I've
Yeah, I
learned.
know that, but that's why I just said one.
I'm sure you understand. Um, I think the biggest one for me would be not everything is going to go to plan, and you have to be okay with that. I found it
Mm,
really, really
okay.
hard.
Okay.
I'm a perfectionist, control freak type of person.
Okay.
Um, and being able to let go of expectations that you have in
Mm-hmm.
your mind. For
Mm-hmm.
example, I designed my new range that's coming out at the start of October. I designed
Okay.
this entire range based on a fabric that I saw in a fabric store in Bali.
Okay.
We were sampling, we get to the next stage, and my manufacturer messages me saying, Shaina, they don't have the fabric anymore and they're not ordering anymore. It's gone. You can't have
Gosh.
it.
Oh, shoot. And
So
what happened then?
after a few hours of feeling very sorry for myself, we had to go back to the drawing board. So I designed my own print, which was kind of like similar vibe. And then we got the screens done with the screen printing and made a sample. And to be honest, I actually like it way better than the original. So it's just being confident, like being comfortable to pivot
Okay.
and yeah, just knowing that things rarely ever go to plan.
And as you said, it was better than the second day that you made. And I think most of the time it is like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we plan something, then we have to change it to the plan B, but it comes out way better
Yeah.
than the plan A, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally get it. What about the leadership? Because you have, when you run a team, you have to be very, very compromising. It's not like you're the boss and everybody gonna listen to you.
I mean, I don't have a team. It's just me.
Oh, oh, uh, so I'm gonna say your inner demons. What about them?
My what? Sorry.
Your inner demons.
Oh, inner demons. Oh my gosh,
Yes, when
getting
you're
getting
working.
deep.
Yes,
Um, I don't know. I mean, like
I'm
I
sure you're talking about with you inside 24/7, and what usually you talk about
with myself.
with yourself. That's a question because I've been there. I mean, I'm still there, and I understand that I talk to myself a lot. When I tell people that I talk to myself, and they're like, "Dude, you have to go to the doctor." And I said, "No, I have a whole team inside me, so I'm talking to them." So, what about you? Are you the same, or you're mentally stable?
Well, I don't think any small business owner is mentally stable. We
You
are
don't think, or you
no,
think so?
no, definitely not.
No.
When you like, if you looked inside our brains, it's utter chaos in there all the time,
Okay,
24/7.
it is.
I just write
So,
everything down. If it comes into my brain, like at 4 a.m. in the morning, I just have to write it down and then I can go back to sleep.
that's most important. When I started working here, my boss, the shop owner, he told me a saying. He said, "A small pencil is better than a big brain," something like that.
Mhm.
So what he meant to say is, he says, whenever you remember something, just write it down
Yeah.
because you would not remember after
No.
that. Just write it down so you could remember what you thought of.
Yeah,
I said, yeah, that's 100%
my notes app is
full.
semi-organized chaos. Like I've got a million notes, like TikTok ideas, email ideas, collection ideas, like everything. There's a note for everything.
Exactly. And we don't have enough time to go over again what we wrote.
Oh no, I like rarely look at it again.
You do or you do not?
I should look at it more.
Oh gosh. Of course, there are so many things. And especially after I start this webisode thing just about 3 months ago, I just say, okay, I finish now, whatever I was doing. And a minute later, another notification. And a minute later, there's another thing, the message I sent, now the reply, and I have
Hmm.
to reply it again. And there's so many things that you have to go,
Yeah.
and go through that. And now I think it's a perfect time to ask you this question, and you could understand that better than any other. If you're not passionate about it, can you still do it?
Like anything in life?
No,
Or
the thing you're doing.
um, I would say no,
Okay.
purely because it just requires like unmatched dedication. And if you're not passionate about it, it's just going to be like a thorn in your side and you're going to hate every day because it is so hard and you get knocked down again, again, and again. And you just got to have the resilience to keep on going. And the only thing that keeps me going is because it's my passion and I love doing it.
Exactly. So the same back thing, we're not mentally stable.
Yeah.
You don't have to actually. If you are, then it's gonna be so hard.
Yeah.
Because I agree, because if you're not passionate about it, you can't do that. Especially with
Yeah.
the sustainable fashion brand.
Exactly.
The amount of things that you have to look for, from designing to manufacturing to sourcing to, getting it to the warehouse to going sending it out. You have to be more conscious than any other brand,
Hmm.
because you're sustainable, you claim to be sustainable, and you also said that you have to be more transparent to the consumer, which is very important thing.
Yeah.
So, there's so many thing chaos, but yeah, of course we're doing it because we love it, right? It's not a headache or not a throne, as you said, in our head, that I have to take care of this thing. It's just natural now.
Yeah.
We love to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like your answer.
I mean,
That's
maybe
right.
some people who are just a different breed could manage to do this and
Exactly.
not be passionate about it. But for the average person, I would
I'm
say
not.
no.
I'm not. No. I'm not, being honest.
Mm.
Oh gosh. The other support mission. So how does your uh the community that you have, and you told me earlier that they're very supportive to you, and especially very responsive to your haters, and how uh what's your best way to connect with them? How did you make that connection?
Through social media, through TikTok, Instagram, broadcast channels, all of like,
One question, I'm sorry, I'm
mhm,
cutting you off, but because I've been in this game too, and of course you can, but it's very hard to build the connection just by uploading pictures, videos, and about your brand.
mhm.
What's something special that you did, or you think a brand should do to connect with the people, connect with the person?
I think just being yourself and being the face of the brand. Like people buy into you and your story as much as they buy into the product that you're producing, especially when it's a value driven brand like ours.
Mhm.
Just posting the good, the bad, and the honest.
The transparency
And
thing.
yeah, just being transparent and being yourself. Um, People will follow along. And like they obviously like what you're producing, but yeah,
How important it is to have a good design of a product than just being sustainable.
I think obviously the design is a big portion because people aren't going to buy things that they don't like. But
Okay.
having a story and a purpose, especially when it's a sustainable product, is very important. Like you
Mhm.
can't sell a sustainable dress that's 3 times the price of something that might be similar without the story.
Well, one thing that I want to talk about, and I've been thinking the whole time, and of course I follow on you on your social media, is the thing very fascinating me is about see. I want to know your journey about how did you get to the what you call it, the I forgot the name. What you surfing,
Uh huh.
surfing. Yes. How you started that? What's your journey? while surfing?
Well, I had always wanted to learn to surf, but I grew up like an hour and a half from the beach. I
Okay.
know everyone thinks all Australians can surf and live near the beach, but we don't.
Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
so I actually went on a backpacking trip with my partner a few years ago
Okay.
to Central and South America.
Mhm.
And we were staying in a little beach town in Guatemala, and they did surf lessons, and I was like, I'm gonna do one. Like, I'd been surfing once when I was a kid. Um,
Wow.
so I did that. And then when I got back, one of my friends also surfed, and I messaged her. I was like, can we go surfing together? Um,
He
so
was into surf?
yeah, and we're
Okay.
both beginners, so it was nice, obviously, to have someone at the same level as you.
Okay. So if you drown, who gonna save you?
Well, you have a surfboard, so like
Does
it,
that
it
help?
floats. You can just hold on to that.
Okay. Okay. Even though I remember when I went to the water, I had my left life jacket on. Still I drowned. What do you say about that?
Ah, I don't know. In Australia, it's part of our school curriculum is you have to pass like swimming lessons.
Okay.
So
Okay.
most people here are pretty
Mhm.
confident in the water, which is good.
Yeah.
Um,
Nice. Nice.
but yeah, then really started to get into it. Moved up to Byron Bay, and now I go like multiple times a week, slowly improving. But yeah, I post that journey on my personal social media just
Mhm.
to encourage other people to do the same. I think learning a new hobby or a new sport as an adult is really daunting.
Mm.
So I like
I
to show
see.
people that you can do it. Everyone fails. Like it's fun, and I think also building another community is going to be beneficial to my brand as well because these are people who are also but like aligned in a different way
Definitely.
that might
What Arlo and Olive do regarding this? Do you try to cash it? I mean, did you try to make the association with surfing and your brand?
not really like
Okay.
I think I didn't surf when I started the brand, and like it probably
Yeah.
is heading in more of a coastal sort of direction, but I wouldn't necessarily say a surf brand. However, I am doing a collaboration with a
Okay.
local surf suit brand, which I
Nice.
haven't announced yet, so I won't say too much. But so we've designed a print together, and we're doing a couple of pieces. She's doing a little surf set, and I'm doing a t-shirt to match. So we've created this little capsule together, which I think will be nice to
Amazing.
cross over some of our customers.
Oh yes, that's the thing I was trying to bring out from you.
Yeah,
Amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, so yeah, I'll wait for that collaboration. I would love to see
yeah, I'm really
wearing that
excited.
T-shirt. You said you're designing the T-shirt, and the other brand, what they're doing?
So I drop a print. So the surf suit has the all over print, and then the t-shirt has like a graphic sort of print that ties it back together.
Did you posted any picture regarding this before? Because I
I
think I have
posted
seen something.
Yeah, I posted little sneak peeks on my personal TikTok, but I haven't explained what it is yet. People have been asking, "Where did you get this
Okay.
suit from?" And I'm like, "Hee hee hee, can't tell you."
Okay, yeah, that's why I was saying I saw a suit somebody posted with a whole design from starting from here to the till the bottom or something like that. I don't know if that was you or no.
It's
Maybe that
like a
was you.
little crop and short surf suit
Crop and short.
set.
Okay,
Yeah,
then that was a different thing.
yeah,
Okay, that's good. Good design. So we're now gonna come back to the surfing topic, and you born in Australia, you lived in Australia, but you started surfing on the other continent.
yeah.
Why did you went so far just for surfing? I mean, what got into your head? I mean, what made you so confident in Guatemala that I should try this?
I think
That
it was just like right time, right place. I was there in a small beach town.
is that
There
a
would
good vibes over there
Yeah,
in Guatemala? Okay.
I loved it. I loved it. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, not heaps to do. You're in a tiny beach town and you see people going out for a surf lesson. So I was like, screw it, I'm gonna do that. Um, and thank God I
How,
did.
nice. How many lessons did you took over there?
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah, just one.
Wow, that's amazing. I thought maybe you did that for 2 weeks or
No.
something.
But I have been like I went to Bali a couple of years ago and did like a surf camp. And then this year I also was in Lombok in Indonesia and I did a surf retreat there. So like I have gotten more lessons since, but when I started, I just had the one.
So right now, are you confident to go? I mean, you just don't have to, you don't think about it, you just go in the water. Is it like this
Yeah.
nowadays?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slowly improving. Like definitely my confidence is a lot better. And like I'm not scared anymore.
Nice.
Um, but still a long way to go.
Okay. That's cool. And I have seen a lot of National Geographic and Discovery. Actually, we're getting one of the guests from National Geographic next month. So I'm very
Amazing.
excited about that. Yes, yeah, she's from UK. Uh So yeah, I was about to ask that, on that, I have seen that Australian beaches are very dangerous, especially for the sharks and all the tiger sharks and everything.
Mhm.
And I said to myself, because I'm scared of waters, I said I could go to the beach, any beach of the world, but I would never go to Australian beach.
Yeah, that is
This is what I thought when I was a kid, like
uh-huh.
10 years ago. I I still say the same, being honest. So what do you think? How you rate the Australian beaches? Is it more you have to be more conscious in the water, or it's just same like the others?
I think you don't really have to be conscious of sharks. Like we
Okay.
do have shark attacks, but in very specific places, and mostly
Mm,
surfers. So if you're just going for a swim, like not an issue at all.
I
But
see.
we do have very strong rips and
Ribs?
yeah, so basically it's where in the water there's like a current and it sucks you out into the deep ocean. Um, and lots of people get stuck in them. And you can't like you try to get out, but there's a specific way to get out of a rip. But if you're not educated on it, people like try and then they get tired.
1 second. I didn't get that part. You said you guys have a strong ribs. And how did that help you to come out of the water?
Ah, I thought you asked if it was dangerous.
No,
No.
what you were saying, tell me again about the ribs.
I thought you asked about people about Australian beaches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm asking. And how dangerous are those? And you were telling me about the
Oh
ribs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
And what about them? I didn't get that part.
so people get stuck in they call a riff, which is like a current in the ocean at the beaches.
Okay.
Then it sucks you
Okay.
out to sea, and people get stuck in them and they
Wow.
can drown.
Wow. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so that's more dangerous than the sharks.
Oh. Is it like the waves that comes?
No,
And
it's like I don't know how to explain it.
what you call it? I'm gonna search it later.
Rip, RIP.
Rip?
Yeah,
RIP. Oh, rip, not ribs.
no,
I would say, oh, okay.
rip.
Okay. Rip. I'm gonna search about that. I
Yeah,
didn't know. I never heard of that.
yeah.
So yeah. So this summer I actually promised myself, because last year I couldn't go. Last year I just went to the beach 2 times.
Mhm.
I live right 10 minutes off the beach of New York City and Long Island.
Yeah.
That's how close I am. And I promised myself that this summer I'm going to be going to the beach like at
Mhm.
least 5 times.
Yeah.
And right before the summer, we got a news that their shark came into our beach. And
Mm.
after that, 2 times more. And now at this time, I didn't go to the beach. I said no. And one 21 years old girl lost her feet to that shark.
Oh my God.
Exactly. And then I said, no, hell no, I'm not going somewhere. I'm gonna be staying at home. I'm gonna filling up my bathtub and then I'll just swim there. I'm not going to the beach.
I'm pretty sure
And
statistically you're more likely to die from a coconut falling on your head than from a
yeah,
shark. So
yeah, I saw that.
I don't know.
Yeah,
We have sharks in Byron
just
where I live, but they're not like angry sharks. They're
okay.
just like
We
chilling
never
sharks.
know. We never know. But the most calming place in this world, I believe, is the beach.
I agree.
I love going to the beach, and my every time I go to the beach, of course I want to go into the water, but the second is that I just want to sit in sand and just enjoy the vibe
Yeah.
and just be calm, because with all the chaos that we're having, I just want to be calm for some
Hmm.
time. That's the whole point matter.
Yeah.
But I'm just afraid that there might be coconut falling into my head is is another thing that I'm afraid of now.
Well, if
But
there's no palm trees, I think you'll be all right.
no, we don't have them. We don't have them here. So it's good. It's good. That's why I'm going. Uh yeah, that was it. And so for a new surfer, what would you suggest if they want to start surfing?
Um, I would suggest getting coaching or do a lesson if it's available to you. I know it's obviously not available to everyone, but definitely get some coaching if you can.
Mhm.
It helps a lot. The second thing would be get a big foam board. Don't try to get a cool board to start because you won't succeed.
Okay.
And the third thing is there's a lot of rules and etiquette in the water, so definitely read up about that. So you can stay safe, make sure everyone else is safe, and not get yelled at by angry surfers.
Give me an example
Of the surf etiquette.
of the surf etiquettes.
Oh, it's kind of hard to explain to
And
someone who
try
doesn't.
not to be yelled from somebody.
Basically, there's like a specific way you should paddle back to the top of the break, and if you paddle the other way, you'll get in people's way, and it's dangerous, and they can hit you. Um, and then if you ruin their wave, they might get angry at you.
So, have you ever seen a boxing match in the sea?
Not personally, but I've seen people get very angry at one another. You think surfers are chill until they get in the water and then they're not chill anymore.
Okay, so they're just in their zone when they're going with the waves.
Yeah,
So they want it to be satisfactory going back and forth with no speed breakers, human speed breakers
exactly.
in the way.
Exactly.
Wow. That's amazing. This is the second time we're talking about the surfing. I had one guest just before you. Um, she's a Latina. She's from Argentina. She
Hmm.
went to Australia and she learned surfing there.
Yeah.
And she was telling me, and she'd get into the ocean cleaning stuff and all that. And she was telling me about that thing too.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, a lot of people, crazy about that in Australia about surfing.
Yeah.
Um, then I believe we covered more than we have, and we almost got over time. And I think that we should stop here. Or
Hmm.
what do you think?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So you just wanted to get rid. But anyways, so no, thank you so much, Shaina, for your time. And anything before we go, you want to tell to the people, because we have such a unique conversation with across all the thing how you started and about your
Yeah.
brand, and the production thing and small brand challenges and the owners. And what would you suggest a people or a person in their life? Any good
What would I
message?
suggest for what? Sorry.
Uh, I didn't specify. It's up to you.
Oh,
Whatever you want to say.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, I think the one thing like like to preface and say on my social media is like I like to use the word sustainability with a grain of salt, because at the end of the day I'm still producing a product, and I know we need alternative options in the fashion industry because people are going to buy clothes regardless. But there's no perfect way to do it. And I don't like to claim to be perfect because, especially as a small brand, there's so many more things that I can do as I grow,
Right.
that I want to implement. And I'm doing everything I can right now, but I'm excited to keep growing and being able to pioneer new things in the industry. And yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you very much. And that's a wonderful advice that you just given. Where people can find you.
So my socials are at Arlo and Olive.
Okay.
And then my website, which is on pause but relaunching on October 2nd, is just www.arloandolive.com.
Okay.
And my personal socials is Shaina Munro. Maybe pop it
Perfect.
in the thing so people can spell it.
No, of course, yes. We're going to do that. And especially all the links that Shayna just mentioned, you can find it in the description. You can just go there and, check it out. And yeah, that's amazing. Just can't wait the new collaboration that you just revealed a little bit. I want to see that, how it goes through, and hopefully good luck for that and whatever you're doing. And yeah, it was a great having a conversation with you. It's always a pleasure to have a guest because every guest come with their unique experiences, knowledge, and background that they always share on this ZÁY SHEEN episodes. And I'm very glad that people all around the world um, got the participant in our podcast. It's such an amazing. I'm truly blessed for this. So thank you very much to you guys too. It's for joining us here on ZÁY SHEEN episodes, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye bye.